Hello and welcome to this very special show on IIPA. I'm Rakhee Bakshee. In Stalwart Speak, this show, we talk to some of the bright minds, people who carry insights and experiences, and we only learn and benefit out of them. So here with us is another very special guest today, and I'm very privileged to actually announce that we have the Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Professor Abhay Karandikar, is with us, and I'm so glad to have him here. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very
Namaskar,
much.
sir.
Yes.
And we are going to, of course, talk about science and technology and the whole horizon that it brings. So let me start with this National Quantum Mission. And, when we say this, we are not only talking about India, but I think India's charting out in the global map also. So tell us more about that.
As you know that we have launched the National Quantum Mission, and with the launch of the mission, our vision is really to develop technology and R&D programs which are one of the best in the world. And I think that is really the ambition and the vision. Now, under this National Quantum Mission, we are going to set up 4 mission hubs across the country. These are going to be thematic hubs. One is in the area of quantum computing, another one is in the area of quantum communication, a third one will be in the area of quantum sensing, and fourth is in the area of quantum materials and devices. So each of these hubs is going to be really a consortium of various technical groups which will be going to address different research problems related to that particular theme, like quantum computing. These technical groups may work on different aspects of quantum computing, come together and then develop the technology which is, not only at the national scale, but at the global scale.
That's what. And I think this is what it also showcases India and what India is doing in terms of the science map, I would say, that it is charting out, as I said, globally, sir. Would you
Yes.
like to add to that?
Yes, absolutely. I think, if you see that in the recent years, India has made tremendous progress in general areas of science and technology. We had, the successful launch of Chandrayaan-3 mission. India also developed, during COVID times, COVID vaccinations, and then several other vaccination programs, then we also had the indigenous 5G stack, and today, as you know, that BSNL is deploying indigenously developed 4G network. Then we had several other innovations in the area of cyber physical systems, one of the missions which has been launched by the DST. So all these successful achievements in the recent years has also boosted the confidence of the scientists and engineers, and also has boosted the confidence of the general public in the broad areas of science and technology. So this is also helping us in order to take some, I should say, bold and ambitious steps. And like, quantum is really one of that.
So since you talked about the whole confidence part, sir, how to really take science to the people and make it so simpler for everyone to actually benefit, to ease their lives, is also the mission, I think, today, as we are talking about science in India. How would you really take up that question?
No, there are, of course, there are many programs and initiatives that we have launched. In fact, we have a National Science Communication Division in the DST. Recently, as you know, that we successfully conducted the India International Science Festival, where large number of school students participated. And one of the objectives of IISF was really a public outreach event where we can showcase the achievements of India's science and technology to our general public, to our students. We also have some specific programs which are targeted towards school students, and Inspire Manak is one of those successful programs that has been running for years, which has sort of inspired students, and in the name itself suggests inspired students, and also has helped in developing the curiosity of the students in exciting areas of science and technology.
Since you're talking about the curiosity part, sir, my next question begins out of that only, is about how to instill scientific temperament. So research and innovation in the coming days, of course, would be the key themes. And I'm sure the department is working on that.
Yeah, so actually, this developing the scientific temper, improving the overall R&D ecosystem in the country, improving a culture of research and innovations across all institutions in the country and not just limited to IITs or ISC, has been one of the main recommendations of the National Education Policy 2020. And in the National Education Policy, one of the very strong recommendation was to set up this National Research Foundation. And the Government of India has launched now Anusandhan, National Research Foundation. And Department of Science and Technology is going to be the nodal ministry of this. We will soon be operationalizing various provisions of ANRF, National Research Foundation. And one of the objectives of the ANRF is to really improve the R&D ecosystem, R&D culture in not only the tier 1 institutions, but also in tier 2, tier 3 institutions, in tier 2, tier 3 cities, so that an overall ecosystem, an overall culture of scientific and technological research gets proliferated across the length and breadth of our country. And given the size and scale of our country that we have a huge untapped potential, particularly in tier 2, tier 3 cities, which if it is harnessed, we can really become a global S&T player.
And who are going to be the stakeholders, sir? I mean, tell us about the horizon. I mean, what will it encompass as such?
Yeah, so I think with the launch of the ANRF, the main stakeholders are going to be our faculty members and students working in academic institutions, in higher educational institutions, in universities, in colleges, and also in the R&D labs. So they are going to be the main stakeholders. And the ANRF has three types of funds. One is to promote the R&D programs, which is of a global level and which is also has national relevance. Another program is what is called a Science and Engineering Research Fund, which is going to continue the ongoing activities which are being undertaken by Science and Engineering Research Board of DST.
Okay.
And third important aspect of this ANRF is Innovation and Entrepreneurship Fund.
Yeah.
In fact, 10% of the total fund will be used for Innovation and Entrepreneurship Fund, which will be used to sort of spread this culture of innovation and entrepreneurship. And as you know that in the recent years, we have emerged as a major startup destinations. And now we really need to take this entire startup ecosystem culture to the next level, where we not only increase the scale and size of the startups, but also have our startup working in some of the new age technologies and some of the deep tech technologies and critical and emerging technologies.
So you're saying this is kind of a game changer, because
Yes.
we're talking about an entire spectrum of innovators, actually entrepreneurs,
Yes.
who will really be more confident than ever before to take up this whole idea of the scientific height, so to say.
Yes. Yes, yes, absolutely.
So Stand Up India is something that you're really looking at. You talked about some of the new areas. So deep tech, AI, all that is being looked at?
Yes, 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 absolutely. See, as you know that in the DST, we have been supporting startups for a long time. In fact, DST has supported incubators again across the country. We have supported 175 plus incubators. And when Honorable Prime Minister had announced the Startup India initiative in 2016, that time we had launched this Nidhi initiatives. And in the last 7 years, we have been able to make a great impact in the startup ecosystem in the country. But now is really the time, given the fact that we have now a good culture of entrepreneurs, innovators, now is really the time to make a impact in some of the very deep tech technologies, and that is like artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum, clean energy, sustainable technologies, uh, and internet of the future. Okay, then connectivity of the future, electric vehicles. So in many of these technologies now, really, I mean, we are having.
This is also in line with the Vision India 2047. I
Right,
mean,
right,
we're looking at
absolutely,
Viksit Bharat in 2047.
absolutely. See, as you know, that in order to become Viksit Bharat by 2047, we can become Viksit Bharat only through the science and technology
Yes, that's a
interventions.
major area, sir.
Yes, and if we become a global S&T player, we will become a Viksit
And
Bharat.
so, by focusing on clean energy, as you said, you're talking about semiconductors, which is a huge area again. Would you like to really expand a little bit on that?
Yeah.
It's a huge horizon that, but for the common people, they would like to really know more.
Yeah. So I think in the area of clean energy, we have several programs. In fact, we have a program where we have funded R&D in green hydrogen and fuel cells. We have a program where we have funded R&D in carbon capture and storage. We also have a program where we are funding research in renewable energy and solar energy and so on. In fact, the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy has launched the National Hydrogen Mission. But you know, the focus of the Department of Science and Technology is mostly to you know, launch R&D programs and support the R&D activities of our scientists and of our engineers. So that is where basically we concentrate, and our belief, by supporting these R&D programs in the area of clean energy, hydrogen, fuel cells, etc., is that we develop indigenous capabilities and indigenous technology and our own intellectual property rights in these very critical areas. And I think that has been really our focus in clean energy.
So you're also focusing on fellowships, scholarships. In fact, VAIBHAV was something that we've just seen also.
Yeah.
Would you like to talk about how we're looking at tapping our own talent also, and also collaboration with foreign universities?
Yeah. So I think the VAIBHAV fellowship program, as you know, got initiated when, you know, Honorable Prime Minister has said that we should leverage the potential of non-resident Indians, the Indian diaspora, which is settled abroad, and a large number of them are willing to contribute to our country.
Coming back to home or
And they
soil.
want to come back home. And so that, to address that, we initiated this platform, VAIBHAV Fellowship. Now, under this fellowship, we invite proposals from Indian diaspora to work with our Indian researchers and Indian scientists on specific themes. We have about 22 themes, which includes almost all areas of science and engineering, like materials, photonics, AI, drones, aerospace, engineering, quantum. Almost all areas are there. So we invite proposals from our Indian diaspora scientists to work with our Indian scientists jointly in a collaborative fashion. And the whole objective is that our Indian scientists can leverage the expertise of our Indian diaspora and do something collaboratively which can advance the frontiers of science and technology. And this way also we feel that Indian diaspora will have some satisfaction that they have given back to the country.
Sure, sir. So that looks like a very good idea. Talking about agriculture, and you know, we've just talked about startups. So agri startups also is one area. In fact, I would like to relate it to Aroma Mission. We just saw on Kartavya Path the Purple Revolution being showcased, and we have seen how everyone has taken interest. Would you like to talk about how agriculture startups have really taken off?
Yeah. So I think, in fact, in the recent years, there has been quite an uptake in the agri-tech startups. Of course, Aroma Mission is focusing on one aspect, but there are other kind of startups which have worked on I should say, devices and technologies
Hmm.
towards precision agriculture.
Hmm.
So, which includes, for example, mechanism for soil testing, which includes startups which have been working on technology for determining how much, the right amount of fertilizers or water needs to be given for a certain crop. There have been startups which have been working on how we can improve the yields. So, precision agricultures, IoT, sensors technology, improving the yield, all these are very, very
Adding up.
important areas where, agri-tech startups are catching up.
Which are like alternate livelihood methods also in a way.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. In fact, DST has this mission on cyber physical system, and one of the mission hubs which have been funded by DST,
Hmm.
which is working at IIT Bombay,
Hmm.
has been working on precision agriculture and agri-sense and other things, and they have developed some very, very interesting products in the area of precision agriculture.
So we are seeing a lot of mapping being done also. In fact, like, geospatial talks about land mapping. So we are looking at solutions which are coming from the scientific, systems. And that's where we are trying to align. In fact, traditional knowledge also, sir.
Yes, yes,
So we are aligning science with our traditional knowledge, isn't it?
absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we have a program in Science Heritage Research Initiatives, Shri,
Hmm.
where we are actually trying to see whether some of the science heritage,
Hmm.
we can take initiatives to preserve some of the science heritage. Uh, and as you rightly mentioned, that some of the traditional knowledge, whether it is in the area of Ayurveda, or
Hmm.
whether it is in the area of astronomy, etc., that
If that experience could help, I
yes,
mean,
and I think that needs to be also scientific research which is based on
evidence based.
evidence,
Yeah.
that needs to be sort of done. And I believe that that kind of an activities can be taken up only in our country. And if that is done, I'm sure that we can find a good blend with the modern science
Yeah, I
and
think that's where is the Prime Minister's vision also, to look at the high end kind of vision for India and also looking at the ground level understanding.
yeah.
Yeah, but so that also talks about the inclusivity part, sir. And a lot of women scientists who are really coming up. Are there some programs for them that you'd like to share with our viewers here?
Yes, yes. Actually, I should say that it is a little bit not known, but DST has been one of the leading ministries of the government of India, which has been working, towards promoting women in science and engineering. And we have this program called Vice Kiran.
Hmm.
Now, that under this Vice Kiran, there are many programs and initiatives, but rather two initiatives I would like to mention here. One is to help the women who have had a break in their career to get back to their professional life. So there are many women who had a very good academic records. They went on to do PhD, but then after their marriage or something, they had a break in their career and they did not work for 3 4 years.
Hmm.
Now they want to come back to their career. Now, when such when they apply for jobs, then obviously everyone asks them, "What have you done in the last
What
three
about the gap
years?"
that you had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last 3 years, well, I didn't do anything.
Hmm.
Now, and then you really then land up in a situation
Hmm.
where you had a very outstanding academic records. You had done PhDs also, but now just because of the gap for last 3 4 years, you are not
So
able
how are
to
you
get it.
supporting them, sir?
So I think we have this scheme under the Vice Kiran, where we are giving a full project to such women who, of course, this is based on the call for proposals and a competitive selection. But then the women who are selected, they basically get a project where they can work in a host institute, and their salary and their fellowships also is provided through this. So they can do for a couple of years, few years, and then they can get that experience, and hopefully then the other organizations, they will not have that problem, that you, since you didn't do anything last 3-4 years, or you're not updated with your knowledge, so we will not be able to hire you. And such women then can get back into their professional career.
So basically, you've talked about how you're helping the youth actually to get and connected with the science, come up. Also, women, of course, as we say, that 4 areas,
Yeah.
and also the agriculture, so the farmers, and also the poorest of the poor. They should also get benefited, isn't it? So scholarships are, I think, helping.
We don't have a program for giving merit-based or merit-cum-means scholarship, which normally Ministry of Education gives it to the school and higher educational institutions. But we have different types of fellowships. We have, for example, Inspire fellowships. We have a fellowships which enables, which actually encourages people from coming from abroad. So those different kinds of schemes are there. And we of course support the R&D projects and R&D programs through which the students, like PhD students and postdoctoral fellows or project scientists, they can be supported.
So any other area of achievement, the roadmap that you'd like to share with us, that the DST of course is I think flooded with whole lot of things that is being done, but STEM, for example, STEM for women, I mean even young girls are so eager now to join science as a subject. So how are you looking at all this?
So for the girls, of course, apart from as I mentioned that we have a program for helping the women who have had a break in their career. We have, for young girls, we have this program Vigyan Jyoti, which is actually targeted for girls in at a younger age,
adolescent age,
for motivating them to come to science. So that Vigyan Jyoti program is really modeled along that line. Going forward, in future, we will sort of continue to improve the R&D ecosystem, innovation, entrepreneurship ecosystem in the country. The major thrust for us is not only to do the basic science and research, but also focus on translational research, where we can take the research done in the labs to the markets. So bridge that gap.
And health would also be one area where science and health get interconnected.
So I think translational research, basic sciences and research, translational research, and then supporting entrepreneurs. So I think this is really the value system where you have to take it to basic science, to translational research, to the entrepreneurship. So that is definitely, and I think DST will play a role in all the three areas: supporting basic science, supporting translational research, and supporting our entrepreneurs.
And then of course you're focusing on communication in languages also, because one is looking at maybe the regional languages or vernaculars also. So I think that's also the idea everywhere actually it's happening. It's happening in judiciary now also.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we have some program in AI where we are supporting AI for the Indian language models as well. We also, apart from I think supporting like an AI based system, we are also looking at how we can use the applications of technologies such as AI
for the benefit of the common person.
Of the common people. Yes.
I think that's a lot that you've shared with us, sir. And I think we can really wish you all the best, with so much packed, I think, in your schedule and your roadmap and vision for the country as well. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Namaskar and all the best.
Thank you.
That was Professor Abhay Karandikar. I think still I would have more questions maybe, which I'm sure in the later edition we'll again ask them and meet them. But right now, this is for all of you. I hope you enjoyed the show. Hope all the question and answers which have come up. Thanks for watching once again. Namaskar.